Welcome back, everybody, to the Fox in the Box podcast. We're here to break down Aston Villa, who finished in 17th place last season, barely beat the drop. And Matt, I got to say, jumping on Aston Villa, they've made a couple moves. Matty Cash came in from Nottingham Forest, and Ollie Watkins came in from Brentford. Ollie Watkins scored 26 goals in the championship last season. Sought after prospect. They secured him in a position that they were desperate for. Because they brought in Samata last year, Matt, and it didn't do much for him. The guy has a 69% passing rate, which is one of the worst in the Premiership, and he scored one goal in, 14 appearances. So I'm a bit worried about him, but I'm going to go ahead and kick it over to you. Tell me about what you like that they've done in the offseason, and where do you see them going heading into this new campaign?
Yeah, I mean, I think that they pulled off a miracle, really, last season to beat the drop. It looked out of sorts really all season until the very final weeks with no fans in the stands. They got the job done. They were able to hold on to Grealish. As of right now, they have held on to Grealish, who has, been looked at by the Uniteds and the Chelseas and the Arsenals of the world. And, he's one of those players that can change a game all by himself. And, yeah, I think it's interesting. I got a good look at Ollie Watkins, especially in the later term of the championship season. And, I think that's at least huge. He should be able to receive some good service. And, Cody, in this league, in order for them to stay up here, it's about scoring goals. They've got to be able to find a way to score some goals and keep that momentum that they had going last season on into this season. Cody, I find them relatively around the same area. I think that they are a 16th, 17th, 18th type of team. They could easily be bounced out of this league. They haven't done enough. So yeah, they signed Watkins, and that's coming off of last season where they signed a striker from Club Bruges.
Yeah,
I'm blanking on it. Samata, no, not him, but
yeah, I can't remember.
Yeah, but let's look that up real quick. But still, bringing in Matty Cash is a nice piece. I mean, they need to find a way to shore up this defense. Wesley. He was solid, and then he got injured, and they really started tapering off from there. Right. But when you look at Villa, I mean, 67 goals they conceded last season, Cody. I mean, they've got to find a way, and they only bring in one defender, the highly touted prospect out of Nottingham Forest, Matty Cash, and it's very interesting, Cody. What do you think?
So in this club, I see him the same way. I have him slotted right at 17th this season. I don't think they've done enough in the window. Sure, Ollie was a great signing, but I'm with you. The defensive side of the ball is a disaster for them last year. 67 goals is unacceptable in this league. They do that again, they're not coming out. You can't do that. And Matty Cash, he made over 120 appearances for Nottingham Forest, but that's in a different division. He's coming up from a lower league from the championship, and I don't know if he can take that step. It's a big step to take. The guy's 23 years old. He's a big lad. He's 6'1". Does he have the pace to keep up? He's a big guy, but is he going to get bodied by some of the more buff and physical guys in the league? Yeah. It's an issue for me. I think Dean Smith is going to have to pull these guys together this year. The one thing they do have, and they need to keep them, is Jack Grealish and Johnny McGinn in that midfield. Yeah. If they can stay healthy, which for Johnny McGinn was an issue all year, then they'll be okay. I think they will, because if they have somebody in front of them that they can service, and then that's going to take some attention off of Jack Grealish, and it'll let him find more space around that box, and he'll have a better year than he did last year, which is incredible because he was obviously their best player by a country mile. But, man, at the back, it's a worry for me. They do have Tyrone Mings, another guy, can't seem to stay healthy, and he tapered off really hard at the end of last season. Because we were high on him, Matt, all year, and he fell off the map.
I was, because I thought that their midfield could still control some matchups. Mm-hmm. For me here, it's a battle between Villa and Palace, in my mind, on who can beat this drop. Because I think that 2 out of the 3 newcomers are going down. For me here right now, on the 10th of September, 2020, I think the Villains go down this season.
Oh,
I really do.
Ouch.
I think that if they perform a little bit better, I mean, they could maybe get in that 17th spot like last season, but they're going to need to come out of the blocks hot like they finished last season if they want to beat this drop. They need to stay healthy. Any kind of injuries to a Grealish, to Tyrone Mings could be devastating for this side. They just don't have a ton of depth.
Correct. And I'm with you. Coming out of the gates, they have Sheffield United at home, and we'll talk about them. And they have Fulham after that on the road.
Yeah.
They need to get 4 points from those two matches. They need to, because then they're going to play Liverpool, Leicester, Leeds, Southampton, Arsenal. That's going to be a horrific run, in my opinion, for them.
Yeah.
So they need to get out, jump out. I want to see goals early from Villa. It's something that they struggled with last year. And for me, Season Outlook, a betting podcast, I'm going to be rolling with the overs like I did last year with them. I'm going to take them in a lot of over situations, both teams to score situations. That's the angle I'll be approaching as of right now, because that defense has not been addressed.
Exactly. And then bringing in Watkins. Watkins is the player to watch this season, folks. He's got to be able to get into double digits if they want to have any chance really to stay up in this league. So I think that's going to wrap it up here for our Aston Villa breakdown. Shout out to Brent Roman, an Aston Villa fan. Got to give him a little shout out. And best of luck to the Villains. It's going to be a tough season. Hopefully you can see it through and stay up.